Hi, welcome back to Positively Joyous. Today I want to talk about an exercise that I learned when I was just coming out of my depression, and it's a very powerful lesson for me again. All of these experiences that happen in your life are, may look like everyday mundane things, but the nuggets of learning in them are powerful. So I used to work for the NHS, this is donkey's years ago, and I was working below my potential. It was a job I'd taken because I was single parent and the hours fitted. It was just plain, boring admin as such. I was at the top of the grade, so I had nowhere to go, no motivation. I was depressed in every single area of my life, but I was now trying to change. I was starting on the road to recovery as such, and this is why this was an important lesson to me. But I was totally demotivated in the job as such. Now also I have programming that says, you respect your elders and all of those kinds of things, and in the office I was older than some of the staff that were more senior to me. So there was lots going on that I just need to preface there. So I read this thing, I can't remember where it came from, but it was saying, if you've got a problem with someone, you're the problem. And the problem you have with them is actually the problem you have with yourself. So it's projection as such. And if you've watched my little videos on the attack defense cycle and projection, this will really key in for you because it's so clear. But it's also got a huge solution in it for you. So we used to have these filing cabinets and we had work trays, and at the end of the day we would all put our work tray in the bottom of the cabinet and the cabinet would be locked. Now in the morning, first of all I was focused on this one person being the problem, this poor woman who I apologise to now without condition. But I was focused on her. She was the problem. If only she'd, leave or do something different, I could be happy, which we all know now is, never going to happen. So she would come in and take the trays out, leave the trays on the floor, just take hers to the desk. And I would think, who does she think's going to pick them up? What am I, a slave? All of this crazy programming would run through my head. Because I was the junior in the office, they would all go out visiting. I would be the one who was only in the office, working in the office. So, of course, I would eventually have to pick those trays up and put them back in the drawer. Otherwise, I would be the one tripping over them and it would be in my way. So, I read this thing and it said, okay, list the 10 things that you, hate's a strong word, but you hate about this person. So, I listed them all down. The first thing was laziness. And it says, okay, it's you that's lazy. And I thought, of course, I had the little struggle. I'm not lazy. But actually, who isn't lazy? Now, I want to make the point before I go on. I don't care who you are. We are all the same. We are all liars, cheats, thieves, selfish, lazy. We have every trait within us. Okay? And that just makes us all equal. Not to say, I want to express those traits, but if I deny that I have them, they're going to come out, be projected out because I'm denying it, and it's going to bite me on the bum. That was the case here, okay? With all of the qualities, but we're just going to talk about the laziness. So, of course, I've been lazy in my life. Now, how can I throw stones at her? He is without sin, cast the first stone. How can I throw stones at her for being lazy when I'm lazy too? So I thought, okay, I'm not going to throw any stones at her. And the way I got my head around it as well was, I thought, well, do you know what? They're paying me for my time here. They're paying me whether I pick up trays, whether I write, whether I write on the computer, or I write in a book, or I go to the clinics. It doesn't matter what I do. They're paying me the same amount. And so it was a way of reframing, changing the way I defined what was going on, how I felt about it, and eventually I could just pick up the tray and have no thought about it whatsoever. Now, as I worked through all of these qualities, I was shocked to find that I was the problem in the office. Now think about it. I'm depressed. I'm angry with the world. I'm going in there every morning almost waiting for a fight, waiting for an opportunity to project out, to say you're the problem, to be angry so I could release that anger. And I didn't have a clue. I would have told you at the time I'm the nicest person, you know, I work really hard, I'm conscientious, it's all them. But it wasn't, it was me. And about a year later, I did end up apologising to them all, and they were fantastic about it, I have to say, so my heart goes out to them, because I had no clue what I was doing. And it was a shock to me when I worked through this list to see I had every single trait on it that I was accusing her and the others of having and doing. And so it's a really powerful exercise. It's almost like the Byron Katie work, if you've ever heard of that, her amazing book, Loving What Is, where you actually have to own and then turn around, if you like. So where I say, let's call her Mary. Mary is lazy. Byron Katie has the turnaround. She says you put the pronouns in differently. I am lazy. Or then you can do, Mary is not lazy. Okay, I could say it's not lazy, she's thoughtless, or whatever it may be. Or, I am not lazy. Well, that's not true. I'm not lazy in this example, but I'm lazy at other times. So it's just a way of seeing it from every point of view, of reframing what's going on, of changing your definition about what's going on, because this is the important message. There is no truth out there. If I was to really strip that down, what had really happened? Tray is on the floor. That's all that's really happened. That's all that's important. The tray is on the floor. Very, very neutral, very objective. Everything else, she's doing it because she's lazy, she thinks I'm her slave, all of that. That's my crap story. That's my rubbish. And who's suffering from that story? One and only me. And that's the same for who you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Your story is going to cause your suffering or your joy. And so when I changed my definition of what was happening, I changed the story into a neutral one. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just learning about projection. You know, they're paying me. I'll just pick it up. It's not a problem. I actually ended my suffering. And not only mine, but I ended everyone else's suffering, because I was the one causing the suffering by projecting onto them. So it's really, really a fantastic exercise to do. You have to be brave, you have to own it. But I would always go back. So if I say you're a liar, and you go, I'm not a liar, I don't tell lies. Sorry, that's a lie. Because if you've ever told somebody they look good in that dress when they didn't, if you've ever told work you were sick when you weren't, you know, we lie all of the time. Let's at least own it, and okay, I can do my best not to use that trait, but if I deny it, then it's going to come and bite me. We've all stolen. If you've taken one of those little pens out of the mail order shops by mistake, or you've taken it from work, you've just picked up a pen at someone's house, or whatever it may be, you've still stolen it. You've still taken it without their permission. Then calling a lie a white lie doesn't mean it's not a lie. It's still a lie. You know, picking up something that doesn't belong to you, even if, you know, you didn't do it consciously, you've still actually stolen that thing. And if you can get over yourself and say, okay, those things are within me and they're within you, but we just choose not to, or we try our best not to display those things, then, you know, we've all become equal. We're all just bags of cells doing the best that we can with the knowledge and experience that we have at this point. Really key. We're doing the best that we can with the knowledge and experience that we have at this point. And that is all you can do. I have an analogy in the book Tore the Core, Pathway to a Positively Joyous Life, about playing snooker or billiards, okay? Now, if I pick the ball up and I put it in the pocket, is that cheating? Not if I didn't know how to play the game. Nobody had ever told me, don't pick up the ball and put it in the pocket. You've got to actually do it with the cue. That's not cheating. That's an error. That's a mistake. That's a lack of knowledge. Once you've told me and I do it, then it's cheating. So we really have to let ourselves off the hook sometimes. You can only do what you're doing with the knowledge and the experience that you have in that moment. So if you're beating yourself up from something in the past or something that you didn't mean to do, then let yourself off the hook. Guilt serves no purpose. Be happy, be free, say I will never do it again, and then happiness will come. Because you can cause your own suffering with the guilt, or you can let yourself off the hook, prepare for the future, and just be happy. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. If you have, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. The more you can subscribe, I'll be very, very grateful. And the book, Tore the Core, Pathway to a Positively Joyous Life, now available on Amazon. And also, if you are interested in any of the courses, classes, retreats, or private work that I do, please see www.positivelyjoyous.com, and I hope you have the most fantastic day.